Welcome back to Focal Figures, where today, you've guessed it, I've got another WWF Hasbro Facebook raffle win to unbox.
I'm just living the dream. That's unbelievable.
So this one is another one. I'm trying to remember what my last Facebook raffle win was. I think it might have been from the same group. So this one's from the WWF WWE Mock Hasbro Collectors group that John Salonis runs. I think he's the only admin in that group. I've previously won two figures from him. One a Yokozuna that I had a hell of a time trying to get. It was like held up in customs. I had to pay an import duty. It got moved from mail centre to mail centre. It was just a nightmare. And then I won $1 Million Man, a Series 1 $1 Million Man from John as well. And that came through without even like a hiccup. It just arrived at my door, like not even that long, like a week later or something. It came from the States. This one's been a bit of a kind of mixed bag. It took a while to get here. And I did get a notification that there was an import duty due. I mean, considering what figure it is and how exclusive a figure it is, the paying £15 for custom charge doesn't really bother me at all. But I just think it's weird. Like, what are Royal Mail? What are they playing at? You know, why is it that there's such a difference? These are three separate packages. They've all came to me from the same person, and he tells me what he does. He puts on every single one that he's posting internationally, he puts a value of $30. So that, you know, if you put what these figures are actually worth, you're going to always get stung on import duty. So John always puts $30 for the value when it leaves the States. But 3 times now, there's been a different outcome. As I say, the Yoko got held up, got delayed. I had to pay a fairly chunky charge on it. I don't know why. Ted came straight through, no issues at all. And this one, a bit in the middle, took a little while to come. It's taken a couple of weeks to get here. And I had to pay a small duty on it, but it didn't, unlike Yoko, who got bounced around from Edinburgh to Falkirk mail centres. This one just came straight into my local centre in Falkirk, and I just got told to pick it up. So it was not too bad, but I just think, why is it so different? Why is it 3 different packages all causing different scenarios from Royal Mail? It's a head scratcher, but anyway, let's not dwell on that. As I say, this is a good fig. This is it was a nice prize to win. I mentioned in a previous video about John's raffles that he runs. A lot of the stuff that he does are very, very high end sort of premium events. And the prizes that I've won from before have been from his sort of lesser tier, his lower tier events. But this was a main one. This was a big raffle that I've won a prize from, and there was a choice of prizes, so I was spoiled for choice. And the reason I went for the guy that I went with was from the pictures that I saw, it looked like he was in probably the best condition, which is a bonus. But also, as I've mentioned before, I've got this 5-figure rule that I'm trying to stick to, where you can only have 5 mint on card figures, and he goes with the figure that I've already got in my roster of 5. You know, the one that I've got in place is cemented. I'm keeping that. He's in my 5. This guy goes pretty well with him. So anyway, I've already sort of unhooked this tape at the sides. Just peel this bit of the top off. If I can. Absolute stacks of tape on there. In fact, it's not just the tape. It's like, so obviously the tape that John's put in the box and he sealed it up, but it's actually sealed again with all the sort of stickers and receipts and, you know, the codes and things from the mailing process. So tricky to get into, but in there now. So I mean, again, I've said this about John before, but the guy's just a legend. The way that he packs this stuff up, I can see the styrofoam and all sorts in here, packing paper, really decent stuff. Awesome to see that. Whenever you open up a Hasbro, you're always like, oh, is it going to be fine? But nah, no such concerns when it's something coming from John. And here is, in a protector as well, here is the figure that I picked. So, let's box out of the way. It's Bart Gunn. So as I say, I've got this 5-figure rule now. I can only have 5 mint on card Hasbros, and the other one, the one that I've sort of cemented, locked into my 5. I do have a few more kicking around, but I'm not counting them in my 5 because I would swap them or sell them without much of a thought. But the only other one I'm keeping that's definitely in my 5 at the moment is Sean Maltman, the 123 kid. So, and I say when I won this raffle in John's Facebook group, there was some choices, man. I mean, there was like red Undertaker, red card Undertaker, red card Bret Hart. I think there was an Andre in there. There's a couple of graded figures. There was a Nails that was a 90 grade, a UKG 90 grade, so a gold standard grade. But I had to think about it and think, you know, I'm trying to stick to this rule, 5 figures. So I don't just want 5 random figures. I want guys that kind of go together. And obviously, the green cards are all pretty valuable, all pretty desirable. So I've got the 123 kid locked in, and this is number 2 on my my 5-a-side team. This is Bart Gunn. So I mean, he looks pretty good. He looked really good in the pictures, and from what I can see, he looks pretty decent in the protector. I'm going to take him out there and have a look. So there's a tiny little bit of a crease down, but tiny, absolutely tiny little bit of a crease down at the corner, but that's all I can really see. Bubble is completely sealed. It's a tiny wee bit dusty there. It's not like damaged or anything. I might just have to get a wipe on that, clean it up a bit. But that looks like a pretty mint on card figure. Yeah, I don't. So with the guys that I'm keeping in my sort of lineup of 5, I don't intend to get them graded. I want to get them in protectors and get them displayed, but I don't intend to get them graded because I quite like having them in my hand. I do quite like just holding them like this. So obviously, once they're locked in their acrylic cases from the graders, you can't do that anymore. But that is a pretty decent figure. So, as I say, Bart Gunn is the second of my locked in 5-figure lineup. So I've got 123 Kid, I now got Bart Gunn. I think the obvious one to go after next is Billy. I need to get Billy Gunn. But then I think that might be enough for the green cards, because I don't want, as much as I'm saying have 5 figures, have 5 that match with each other. I don't think I want them all to be from the green card series. I think if I have 123 Kid and both of the Smoking Guns, that would probably do for the green cards, and it'd leave me 2 spots, just in case something, just like for example, if a Dusty Rhodes was to come up, if someone was selling or swapping a Dusty Rhodes, you'd obviously want that as part of your 5 lineup. But I think I'll leave the other 2 spots open. Billy's a no-brainer. I'll need to go after Billy now and get him in this kind of condition, like this really nice condition. But yeah, for the rest of my 5, my 2 remaining spots after Billy in the 5, I'm not sure. I'd like an Andre. I think I'd like an Andre. But I don't know, because then is Andre a bit, if you have 3 green cards and an Andre, well, who would you get? You'd have to get someone that went with Andre, so who would be like Hulk Hogan? I don't know, I'd have to think about it. So, but for now, I'm locked in. I've got 123 Kid, I've got Bart Gunn, and 2 of my 5 permanent spots in my mint on card Hasbro collection are filled. I'll get straight back in this protector actually. This is actually a different protector. I prefer these ones that are kind of more rounded. I think John sends them in the Ringside Collectibles, but yeah, I do quite like these ones, so I've got them both in the same protector now. I've got a few of these upstairs. If I can get him to stand up. Is he gonna? No, he's not gonna. So, got Sean, got Bart, and I'm absolutely delighted. So, from here, as I say, my next move will be try and get my hands on a Billy Gunn, and then I'll take a step back, take stock, and think about who the other 2 that I can keep in my mint on card 5-man lineup can be. Okay, so that's it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you did, please drop a like, Will he stay there? Maybe if I scooch the table in. Yeah, he'll stay there. Yeah, drop a like on the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Please share through social media. Stay safe, and we'll speak soon.